Hi. Hi, Keanu. Keanu, Steve. How are you doing? I promised I'll show you my post process. How are you doing, by the way? Are you here? You want to learn? Doing good. Doing good. Had some dinner, took a shower, talked to my family. Now I'm here. But anyway, here to the point. I don't know if you use Da Vinci, but here's let me remove the text too. Here's my output frame. That's what Blender renders. And this is just a JPEG. The reason I'm using JPEGs is because they're very light. And I'm always out of space on my PC. Um, so yeah, this is the output from Blender, just clean. I use Turbo Tools for denoising. And yeah, this output, this is 35 seconds per frame. And usually then I do have like a fusion composition, but I just copy pasted it here. I use a grain. It's all right. It's all right. Um, but as I go, you can like ask me questions, even if they're late. Yeah, I use. I think I bought this grain on Etsy for like $2, but this is. I think it's a 35 millimeter grain that I just use on top, and that's like the first thing I do, just to kind of bring the grain back in. And then my first pass of adjustment is on a on a separate adjustment clip. Like I never actually do anything on like the actual footage itself, and it consists of very little. I think this is an example of noise reduction, but I use a little bit of blur, and of course it comes like below the grain. I don't want to blur the grain. I want to blur the image. So just a little bit, and I'll show you by how much if we pick a better frame. It's like that. Honestly, this is maybe a little too much. Maybe like, yeah, like this is more appropriate. Like something like that. And then next we have, this is noise reduction I'm not using. and then film look creator. That's what I told you about. And this always changes. This always changes. Oh, my head is there. Wait, let me move my head. Oh, you're new to DaVinci, but you do sort of plan or work in DaVinci. But anyway, yeah, here's the film look creator, and I this is how I do my entire color correct. Everything's here, like exposure, contrast, highlights, and it's like always it's always different on your bucket list. Yeah, but main things that are the most important to me, I think, is subtractive saturation. It's actually a lot of color grading. It's not just a bit, because if I show you before and after, this is just the film look creator. Like this is nothing else. That's like the difference it makes. And look how flat this looks in comparison to this. I do split toning as well. It also is in film look creator. And split toning, I don't know if you know what it means, but it pretty much separates your lows and your highlights into like different tones, right? So let's say I put this all the way up and change my pivot. Like you see what happens? Like you can sort of highlight. You could have your highlights warm and your back like your darks blue, which I use a little. And I call this Netflix look because Netflix shows do this a lot. But it's really really useful. I'm gonna bring it back just so I don't mess this up. And a lot I play with in subtractive saturation because I feel like it really gives that film look. It's like it's so much better than the saturation you have in your color wheels. It's just way cleaner. It doesn't crush the colors. It's very nice. And then I use halation. I use both secondary and, in this case, primary halation. And this is also for that film look. It creates this sort of like red, red kind of highlights around. And the secondary glow is creating that sort of bloom effect that you also see in the film. And then noise reduction I'm not using. And for example, here for this shot, I also have another adjustment layer, which is, let me show you what it does. Oh, it's just a vignette, a very sort of soft, non intrusive vignette. But I kind of needed those highs from the background to sort of die down just a little bit, go down in value. And the thing is, I'm also using, in Blender, I'm using Lens Sim. I don't know if you know about this add-on, but it emulates lenses, like real lenses. So it actually has its natural vignette, like a real camera would. But because I'm using a very high, um, what is it called? Oh my god, my mind is blanking. I never have a, I never have a ref to match. I just tweak the settings until I like it. That's kind of what I do. I feel like every shot is different. But anyway, yeah, a little bit of vignetting. The only thing that I ever sort of composite in would be volumetrics. And um, if it loads, you can see it in this shot. I have volumetrics separate from the rest of the image. Just because I usually want to have more control over my volumetrics. Also, I render them separately because they render way better um, with that transparent background. And I mean, I do some lens flares like here. I don't know if it's that visible, but if I turn it off like that, lens flare at the end of this shot is done in Blender, but it's also separate. You can see it like this. Yeah, I think lens flares and volumetrics is the only thing I composite. But you know that's like, to me it's like the magic. Um, I think my DaVinci has crashed. I actually don't. I I highly. I mean, it just depends on your work, you know. It's really hard for me to sort of say because a lot of people are fine with um, solutions Blender already has, like OID denoising, which is great, by the way. Um, but I use turbo tools, and I don't use samples. Like I don't count the samples. I work using time. So, for example, most of this short is 35 seconds per frame. And it's probably like 160 samples per frame. But again, it very much depends on the complexity of your shot. Because most of my shots compared to other people are complex. I mean, I'm not saying they're as complex as like a Disney movie, but they're pretty complex because I usually have like all kind of textures, and usually I have glass, a lot of deformation in the characters, and um, stuff like that. And it's also like not perfect. If you, for example, like look at the chair in the in like the second shot, it's actually very noisy. Like it's yeah, my DaVinci crashed, by the way. I don't think it's coming back. This ended up being like a huge file for DaVinci. I try to keep my shots between 30 and 1 minute. Sometimes it goes over 1 minute, but that's when. Are the hair particles visible with low samples? Well, it depends, right? I think with I haven't really used like I haven't really used Blender denoising, like built-in denoising, in a long time. So it's kind of hard for me to say. But Turbo Tools does a pretty good job at separating things because it uses a lot of different passes, like like just a lot of passes. So it kind of knows where everything is. And again, it depends on the density. For example, I have this one short that has like clouds, like felt clouds, and they have a lot of hair particles. And for when I have shots with a lot of hair particles, it's kind of almost better to upscale your render. Like like those clouds I rendered separately in 8K, but then I put them back into like a 1080 footage, and they look really good. The reason being is like the denoisers work. They like look at each pixel, right? And if there's not enough information, like that's why hair looks bad a lot of times, is because like the noisers don't have enough information to actually like denoise properly, because every next pixel gives the denoiser different like wrong information, different information, not wrong but different, so they get confused, right? I mean, that's how I see it. I might not be like theoretically correct. Really? That's crazy to me. I'm working on this like 4 minute short, and there's one scene that with turbo tools took like a minute and a half, and that just felt long to me, so I tried like blender denoising. I set it to the same time. Oh my god, man, it was so bad. But that just might be me. It might be my scenes. But I swear by turbo tools. But yeah, anyway, that's my post process. And if you have any more questions, I can answer them. Doing a quick demonstration of what? Oh, turbo tools? Yeah, I'll do it in a sec. Sorry, I'm just gonna reply to all the messages. So let me open up a scene. Also, just to correct what you said before, I don't actually use glow. I actually dislike glow. Halation or bloom are much better. I'm just saying that so like you know they're slightly different things to each other, though very very similar. Do you render static, by the way? Do you render static images or do you render animations? Because it's like very different approach. both. For static, I think default Blender is fine because you don't really care about artifacts like temporal, right? Let me move my head so you can see my settings. And again, this is like per basis kind of thing. Like I don't always use the same settings for everything. What's up, Pooh? I'll show you my render settings first. And um, I actually don't have any render settings currently going on. So we can just work on that. I usually use 4 bounces. I usually use direct light at 12 and then direct at. So what I do with indirect is this. And I'm going to turn off the noising so you can see what it actually does. So I do this. This is at 0. I think that's default. And I go up to like 10, like around 10. And I sort of drag it down. All right. You see, at this point, anything below that, like 0.27, I'm losing the light. I don't know if you can see that. But like let me do it like very low and you can see like I'm losing a bunch of light. And around like 0.2 it looks good, but it also doesn't have all that noise, right? And here's the difference. This is at 0.21 and this is at 0. So much noisier at 0, right? And then for turbo tools, I usually don't generate temporal stabilization data because it doesn't really matter if you use motion blur. And usually I use motion blur. So I don't use that. Select your cache folder, which is fine, enable. And usually I do my previouses and draft with crap settings. I think it works fine. I don't change anything really. Unless I have like something specific, like volumetrics, for example. Or like subsurf. Why does this pillow have subsurf? It kind of annoys me. Anyway, that's much better. Usually I have a lot of blur. And I keep the settings like this, right? And I don't even touch anything in sampling. Just draft and crap. But when I render, I do high. The difference between ultra and high is that ultra denoises your passes. Like if you're doing like OpenEXR file, which Turbo Tools always creates an OpenEXR file. But I'm talking about your output. Do you need an OpenEXR? Do you need layers? If you don't, use high. That's good enough. And for sample presets, I always use user. If I have an HDRI, I use optimize HDRI, but if I don't, I click it off. Interior, heavy GI, animation. Click on everything you're actually going to be using in the scene, right? Heavy blur, usually. And then I go here. I usually do 400 to 800 samples. Noise threshold at the lowest, usually. And time limit at like, let's try 20 seconds. And let's render this. Where's the setting that lets you? Sorry, just one sec. Rendering Um, Image editor. And also, Keanu, I usually render using CMD. I usually render using a batch file, so I don't actually render in Blender itself, which makes a difference too. Oh God, honestly, like 12 seconds is enough. But also, I have to disable the boolean. We'll do 12 seconds. I'm not using Wix anymore. It's too hard right now doing in Canva. Listen, it could be. It depends on your GPU. You should be good. I have a 3080 laptop. Why is it taking so long? Oh, I'm using. Okay, I'm using a wrong version of Blender. You need a special version of Blender to be using turbo tools. Yeah, I mean I use that to render everything. But if you bought the add-on, you probably got emails from the creator, and you can in one of them he mentions Blender build that uses GPU for denoising in Compositor, and that's way faster. And let me open it up. Hi, boss is back. How are you doing? Wait. Oh God. All right. I'm good. All right. Let's try it here, right? And we also need to make sure it renders an image editor. Correct. My scenes are not well optimized. Not at all. Honestly, done. No, not done. Well done. 17 seconds. Look at that. Sparkly clean. We could do less. Honestly, probably 8 seconds for this scene. Let's try 8 seconds. Sparkly clean. What do you think? Magic? Also, this is a good tip for everyone who works in Blender. Go to your wait, where is it? Film settings and use your pixel filter width at 1. Now watch this. You see this? Anti-aliasing. It's actually going to get worse. but the overall image is gonna be crisper, and I kind of like that. Yeah, you see, it's worse, but if you zoom out, the whole image is crisp. So with this crisp image, then you can go into like Da Vinci and then add a little bit of blur. I mean, that's what I do, and then it looks, I think, really good. I mean, again, Keanu, I can't really say that it's like, oh, like look at this. It's a solution for everything, right? It's like this perfect add-on. For me, it works. Like I've rendered everything with it. I've been on very tight deadlines, and this add-on saved my ass because I would render with like usual Blender settings, and every it would be a mess. Like it would be artifact full, like reflections off, everything's off. And then I got this. And sometimes in post, I do use noise reduction if it's artifacty. But this is crazy. This is 10 seconds total, denoising in the render. Also, you have to download this version of Blender. If I can, I'll find you a link. Blender. They should add this to Blender very soon. They've been promising it for a while now. Are you on Windows? Yeah, you're on Windows. You have 4070. Anyway, here's a link. It's a download link. So don't go crazy clicking on it. If you want the link to the forum, right there. It has a few issues. Like your if you're animating a character, your FK controllers are not gonna work. So I work in the normal 4.3, and then I render with this one. Pooh, you know what? Pooh, you here? I actually made a Patreon page today, and I called every tier your name. It's not live yet because I need to add. I have some problems with my bank here. I need to figure out the problems with my bank, and then I can do it, which I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. But I think it's called Poo OG. It's just Poo and the honey tier. It's $200, $400, and $800. I'm kidding. No, I'll name it better when it goes live. I just thought it'd be funny. But I want the highest tier to have your name. I don't plan on posting any content. Oh, so I plan to give out my add-ons for free for the highest tier. Lowest tier, I don't give anything. Just support me animating shit. And then it sounds specific. And the middle tier, I'll sculpt your head for sculpting time on stream. And then you'll get the the draft versions of my animations. What do you think? Is that good? But it also kind of requires an introductory video. And I thought it'd be good to have my character do introduction to my Patreon. What do you think? Do you think that sounds good? Wait, Cartesian Caramel posted something. Oh, I've seen this. Tendril test. You think the middle tier is giving too much? A head sculpt? It's a good idea, honestly. Oh god. All right, what do we do next? Keanu, was I helpful? Oh man. I just love the Turbo Tools result. Man, this is so clean. Wait, do you want to just try doing this with normal denoiser? Should we see the difference? All right, let's zoom in here, right? Do you see that wood texture here? We'll just pay attention to it after we do the normal Blender denoiser. Everyone remembered it? How clean it is and crisp? You can almost see every wood line. What if it's better? Honestly, looks pretty good. Nah, man. Look at how crap that is. What do you mean I don't work? And hi, make it last. How have you been? Wait, does the Blender denoiser look better? I don't have a job, man. No. Wait, why is it not denoising? Whatever my clients ask for. But honestly, it's been a tough year. I didn't have too many clients this year. I don't think it's actually denoising anything. I think I need to turn like the entire add-on off. My last commission had to do nothing with my style, if that's what you're wondering. But I got this long-term offer that's gonna be in my style. Wait, why is it not denoising? I have denoise on. What is the offer? I can't really tell you. I'm so confused by this. It's not by Disney. You gotta have a niche to do work for clients, right? Like product animation, character animation. Well, so far I don't really have a niche. Well, I feel like my niche would be what I do now, but we're not there yet. Honestly, like I talk about this a lot, but it's just not denoising. Should I use optics? Is that the thing? Is it because DaVinci's open? Am I going crazy? I you know my strongest. I think my strongest thing, so my strongest quality is my direction more so than anything. Oh, now it denoises. Finally, it's pretty good. What was I saying? Oh, so I want I want to first of all, I don't want to do any freelance work unless I'm given the complete creative control. But got to make money, you know. But it's kind of a huge offer I'm talking about, Pooh. The one I talk to you about in DMs. Like, Paul, I'll hire you if I decide on taking it for sure, because I'm gonna be like the creative director. But it's like long term. You know, it's like it's gonna take 2 years. What if I can't do it? Well, I'll find someone else. I mean, I wouldn't really have a choice. How do I get clients? Currently, I don't. Is that fair? I actually don't. It's been um it's always been like someone hears about me or sees my work online. I think it's rare when I actually reached out to someone and they would hire me. And me and Pooh were talking about this today, but a lot of people just email me back saying that I'm too expensive. And I hate that. Pooh, are you actually suggesting you're gonna pass on working with me? You gotta know your worth. That's what I'm saying. Man, I am expensive because you know, I put my soul into it. I mean, I don't know if you probably don't know this, Keanu, but before doing 3D and animation, I used to be an illustrator. I had a pretty decent going career in illustration, but I just gave it up one day, and my whole life turned upside down. I worked a full time job in an office for a couple years, like 3 years, and then I got to do a music video, and I got paid a shit ton, and I've kind of been living off of it, other than like small commissions, comparatively small. And I also sell add-ons. I was asking, are you really gonna pass on an opportunity to work with me? I think I mentioned how much I'm gonna pay you, right? Is that not enticing? What's the gig? I can't really talk about it yet. Even my OG Pooh doesn't know. Confidential information. Yeah. Well, I haven't agreed to it yet. So I definitely can't be talking about it. Haven't signed any contracts yet. But I don't know. It's kind of it's a scary thought that you're gonna give like next 2 years to like one thing. You know. Well, the cool thing about it though that like being a creative director, right? Everything is realistic, Keanu. It just kind of depends on the quality of your work and what you do. Some people make a lot more than 1K a month. It's definitely it's more than realistic. Like I would say it's not enough if I wasn't currently broke. I mean, selling a few add-ons would get you there. Like if you sort of have idea for add-ons and know how to make them, or you could don't go into Fiverr and where I'm from, that's a lot. But what do you do, Keanu? Like, do you do motion design? Do you do? I think the field I'm in is like the hardest one to actually be making money from. Pooh, do you think Cartesian Caramel will follow me one day? Some illustration and graphic design. Everything is possible, Keanu. Everything is possible. Cartesian Caramel. Cartesian Caramel. Are you gonna ask who again? Pooh? That dude. Yes, that dude. Well, maybe one day. You know the creator of Lensum just followed me, which was really cute. He even commented on my work. Actually, W. I said give me updates for free. I didn't say that, by the way. Just kidding. For you're like inactive today. Has the short film brought you a lot of traction? I think so. I mean, honestly, like I was lost for a bit, for a while. I couldn't find a job. I started working on my short. It's like short that no one's seen yet because it's not ready. But I decided that I'm gonna make my own character and talk about myself. And then it's been taking so long that I decided to make something in between. And I posted it on Reddit. I was kind of like I didn't post anything on Instagram for a while. And it got like 100K views, on Reddit. A lot of positive comments. I was like, wait, people are actually liking it. So I started working on the next one. And we're at I think we're at over 500,000 people who've seen it. Which is incredible. Something I definitely did not expect. A lot of people like messaging me, and it's nice, you know. External validation. It feels good. Like my shorts being translated to two languages. Like would never imagine. So it's good. I'm kind of bad at like responding to everyone though. It gets tiresome, but other than that, I'm pretty happy. I found myself a stream family, like Pooh, and there are a few others that I don't think you've met yet. Also, where are they? Like I was talking to Turtle just now. Where's he at? And it's I'm a very happy person, very happy person, and happy that people are appreciating what I do, and I'm appreciating you for being here. Asking me questions. I'm happy to answer them. By the way, man, it's like a bubble of love, and it's growing, and every day there's more and more love, and it's a beautiful thing, right, Pooh? Oh my God, Pooh! Why do you keep my stream open if you're like not listening to anything I say? You're literally switching substance mid sentence. I didn't. Keanu can confirm I've been on the subject the entire time. And then I said, it's like a bubble of love. Like by that I mean, like even the stream, right? You see, it's true. So you just weren't paying attention. Pooh. All right, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry, Pooh. You're always right. But anyway, Pooh, do you love our stream family? Does it fill you with love? It fills me with love. Also, Pooh. Okay, now I'm switching a topic, okay? Switching topic in three, two, one. I switched the topic. See? Pooh, do you want to have a call sometime soon? All right, I'll DM you. I'll DM you, okay? But I mean, I think we have to like talk. That sounded so serious. Well, anyway, what we're looking at. I mean, I mean, how long have I been streaming? Like total? I started like 4 weeks ago, but it's been a daily. I wouldn't call it a grind because I'm just having such good time. Actually, there was a part when a friend was staying with me and I wasn't streaming as much for like 2 weeks. But other than that, I'm pretty much daily. I think I skipped like 2 days. I mean, other than when my friend was here. I hate this material. This material is ass. Sorry for the creator of this material. I didn't mean to be mean. Do you know what I mean? I think I'm having a mental breakdown. Um, all right, proper material. Wait, this is so nice. Can I save this? Log into Blender Kit? Fuck no. Oh, I like this. Wait. Oh, there we go. Also, Keanu, I would love to see your work at some point. If you're comfortable with like me seeing it. Sorry, Keanu, I'm not usually that weird on stream. It's just today. Copyright. But we kind of don't care on this stream. I mean, I'm fine with my streams being unlisted. I haven't gotten a strike yet. Also, I don't actually know how YouTube works. It's fine, right? Yeah. That's what I thought. All right, what am I looking for?
Got your shoulders straight anyway. You make those hopeless feelings okay. I feel the weight of the world in change. I could scream for angels, only get this silent parade. We could talk about it anyway.
All right, if you want to send me a link to your work, I would love to take a look. Oh, you sent it? Where did you send it? Did you send it to my Insta?
We could talk about it anyway.
Yeah, I don't think you can send URLs here. Do you follow me on Instagram? K draws. Ooh,
A dime in my pocket's a diamond in my hand.
that's beautiful.
Choose your religion, can't change an honest man. Hey, 'cause I found Jesus with the slide in his hand. Building things
Yeah, there's Shrek 5. The timing of me doing your your character and Shrek news about Shrek coming out. I love this. For Pooh. Yeah, apparently there is a new Shrek coming out, Shrek 5. This is so good. Sorry, I just kept looking. I don't know if you want to share with everyone. I'll remove this part from the stream. Oh, actually, I'll list this stream. Oh man, beautiful work. I also love seeing growth. You grew so much. Beautiful stuff. Keep going. Yes, sir. Wait, Pooh, can you not draw? I don't believe that. We do have the most talented chat in the world. It's not about posting. It's about just the quality of your work. And it's of great quality. Love your line work, love the colors. Would love to see the 3D stuff you're making. Gia! Also, Gia, you can draw. You're incredible, Gia. Also, hello. Hi. I'm in a weird mood today. Also, unfortunately, I have to go soon. Is there a new family member? Oh, I hope. The bigger the family, more love there is. More love there is, the bigger the family. You can quote me on that. No, absolutely beautiful work. So good. And man, it's like Gian, not so fast. Hi, the Slin. How are you? Gee, you can't do this. We're gonna lose all our followers. I know, but first lure them in and then talk about that. Also, this is a joke. Oh god. Keanu, the what I love seeing is growth. It's something that and this is a deep discussion about social media and such. But you see people's drawings and they're like absolutely incredible. Sorry, you're right. I need to calm down. Mustn't scare them away. But anyway, it's like seeing the growth. You got so much better over time, And you were good. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm like not trying to be mean, but where you started, like your first post to your last post, it's just crazy growth. Very good. Like, I love it. Like, I'm being completely honest. And trust me, I think people heard this on this stream. Sometimes I can get credit, like I can criticize work. I love criticizing. I feel like it's a vital part of being an artist and like sort of being in the artist community. So I'm not just saying that because it's like, you showed me your work and I'm thankful for it. But I truly say it's beautiful because I really like it. Pretty good, had much work. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. But happy to have you here. Now. Man, I'm in such a weird mood today. Stan, what do you do? Have we talked before? Have you been here? I don't remember. Sorry, my memory is awful. I think I remember you, but I might be making this up. Oh, definitely good word. Definitely good word. Just like scatterbrain. Hey man, that's a beautiful thing about 3D, right? Is that I think I'm very close, Gia. Um the beauty about 3D is that we all have to still learn a lot. Like I feel like I learned so much even like in the past few weeks while I was streaming. And I've been doing this for 5 years. Man, I could light the town on fire. How are you doing, Gia? How was your day? Oh, that was a while ago. Mind control. Yeah. Oh man, that was a long time ago. We finished the full short in between. But happy to have you back. And sorry, like uh sorry I couldn't remember. Happy to have you all here. This is a work day. Don't let us. It's a last stretch. I feel like you say that every like 4 days. But honestly, that's how it might be. I don't know. But Gia, good luck. Always. You got it. I'm proud of you. Oh. Oh, Gia, I have to show you something. So I was doing like I had a terrible day sculpting today. I feel like my sculpting skills just vanished today. I just was doing such a poor job at sculpting. I really don't know why. But I was doing sculpting time and and I got this prompt. I got the prompt. I did use all of my skill up on Pooh. Oh, it's nice to have you back. Um, I did. I did use all of my skill on Pooh. But anyway, you know Edward, right, Gia? Remember Edward, the film photography person, also 3D artist now. I didn't know what to do, and Pooh was like, "You should do Edward, right?" And um, and I started doing Edward, right? And Edward was going like, "It doesn't really look like me. Did you find the correct reference picture?" And I was like, "I'm not really doing you. I'm doing an Edward." And no one could guess what it was, who I was actually sculpting. And given like it's really bad, but I was like, "Come on, you know who this is, right?" Do you know who this is, Gia? Does it look like vaguely familiar? There was like there was like 7 people in chat, not in chat, but watching. That's at one point, and I was like, "Does no one know what I'm trying to sculpt? Is it that bad? Who is this?" I'm not gonna answer that yet, unless someone else wants to guess. All right, I'm gonna count to 5, and if no one has a guess, I'll reveal who that is. 1. No, actually, the stream is like there's so much delay. It's not really gonna work. But again, I'm gonna count to 10. The guy from Jackass. I can tell you right away that it's not. Pooh, come on, man. You already know the answer, Pooh. Well, I'm gonna just say it. It is Edward Cullen from Twilight. Is the sculpt that bad? Is it really that unrecognizable? I don't think it's good. I think it's kind of far off. I mean, honestly, Gia, you kind of guessed it. I kind of knew you would guess it right away. I mean, there were so many clues too. It's not that good, Colin, but you guessed it right. You know, I've done Robert Pattinson so many times, and I feel like I've been successful. But today I was having a really off day. I know it doesn't look like him, you know, but there were so many clues. The clues were, I mean, first of all, Edward. Second, very close to Harry Potter. And then I did this. Honestly, the hair is the only good part. And then I did this. Sorry, I froze. Well, you never did, but people who were in chat back then when I was doing this, and then I did this, and everyone was like, "Now it's even harder to tell." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, it's so clear. Honestly, if someone would just tell me like diamond or glitter, Harry Potter, and Edward, like I would know exactly. No sculpt needed. I would know exactly what they're talking about. But also, I'm a huge fan of Twilight. So maybe it's a Twilight fan in me who's like, I should have been playing that. Right? I know. This looks like straight from the movie kind of thing. But anyway, I really wanted to show you that. And then I was trying to do the actual right? Glitter is 100% giveaway. Team Edward for sure for me. I mean, they both suck. You know, I wrote this song. Um, very personal. So whoever's in chat, I'm gonna unlist the stream after this. But I wrote the lyrics. uh, no, they're both freaking terrible human beings. No doubt about it. I'm a huge Robert Pattinson fan, and I just love how much he hated the movies. Um, but anyway, I wrote lyrics. I even write songs about Twilight. You know, Nutella, Nutella, like the chocolate thing. Nutella, Nutella, be my Cinderella or Bella. I'll be Rob Pattinson, be your fella. Hella, hella, what you in your sleep. Great stream. I know. Crazy. I'm not gonna finish the lyrics because it just I can't say those words on stream anyway. But I even write songs about Twilight, you know. I can't. I can't. If it was my you know, no, not this time. Poetry at its finest, I know. Write it down on paper. Um, uh GJ next time. Oh, you already heard enough, you know. Remember how one stream I just went on this complete tangent um about doing silly things? Me and my best friends, we write songs about very stupid, very inappropriate things in our free time. And it's one of those songs. Um and yeah, it's all I can share so far. But anyway, here are the sculpts. That was our sculpt time. And after that, I um I thought that I'm gonna go back to drawing time instead. That one looks like the other Edward. It does. The other Edward. I love that. Oh, that's cool. It's such a terrible sculpture. God damn. I was so annoyed. Kind of a tough question. But wait, let my brain think. I'm trying to understand the question. Trying to learn everything at once So am I getting this right? Like trying to learn everything at once and getting stuck, right? Is that what you're asking? Like you're trying to learn sculpting, animating, drawing, and monograph at the same time. Yeah. Well, to be honest, to be honest, in a way, G is right, but except for the ending of that, um, take it step by step. You know, I feel like taking a project that combines all the everything together is is not a bad idea actually. I feel like that's how I learned the most is by not doing like separate experiments or like trying to learn different things, but trying to combine them. It's actually very good practice, no joke. But now in that sort of um in that project, take it step by step. Do you know what I mean? Very slow. It doesn't have to be fast. It doesn't have to be everything at once. Just approach everything step by step. And once you get a grasp of it, you can move on. And it doesn't have to be perfect, you know? It's like never perfect. And every time you would do it, every time you do the same thing, you just get a little bit better every time. And that way you actually learn, but you also accomplish things and you learn how to mix things. Um, and make them work, you know? It's very true. It's very true what G is saying. I agree. I've never learned as much when I would just rushing is never the solution. And that's something I learned with like years. And I feel like it's only recently when I learned how not to rush or how rushing is negatively affecting what I do. And that's kind of why I'm so happy with what I'm doing now with like the animations I'm posting now. I'm very happy about them. They're not perfect, but I didn't rush anything, you know? I made them the best I could at the time. And I feel like even between the last three animations I posted, there each one of them is like technically better. Better animations, better lighting. I wouldn't say scripts, but technically in a visual regard, it's a lot better. And I even like realized it with like audio mixing or like audio design. But damn close perfect. I mean, the most important thing, and I'm that kind of an artist, I'm perfectionist. And if I don't like a little small thing, I'm not gonna post the work. I'm not gonna share it. I'm gonna be sitting there and thinking I could have done better. And that's what rushing kind of led me to, right? And now I sort of take it slow. And people who's been on the streams for a while now, they know I take it slow. Um, and I think it's a good approach. Just make sure you like what you're making to the point where you're just like liking it. You don't think it's perfect, but you think it's good. What a talented chat. What a talented like stream people we have. It's crazy. It's so nice. I'm so happy. Whoa. Also, take everything I say with a grain of salt. I feel like it's just different for everyone, right? Yeah, that's for sure. It's true. We are cool. All right. You tell me. You tell me. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, anyway. Also, Brendan, what's up? Everyone from my OG stream family. We're gonna start the Discord probably, so we can talk scripts. Pooh, you'll be invited as well, but you don't have to participate. And also, Brendan, that video you sent me was so beautiful. I'm so happy. Also, I love your character so much. Honestly, Pooh is very busy, so we might not be able to include Pooh. But you know, we'll Pooh is the yeah. Pooh is always around. Um, but unfortunately, Pooh might not have time for a project like that. Boss man Pooh is too busy. Yeah. But anyway, I'm sorry. It's a it's at this time it's gonna be a very short stream. Uh, you should start a Discord for people from Patreon too. Well, when it's live, we'll figure it out. Or maybe I'll take that project on and then I don't have to start a Patreon. Well, we'll add his character. We'll just have him in the background. It just depends on what kind of script we write. Um, but anyway, short stream. I'm gonna go watch Severance with my sister, and yeah, I'll see you all soon. Uh, thank you for being here as always. Keanu, thanks. I'm so I might be back. I might be back, but I promised my sister we'll spend some time together. Um, Keanu, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the questions, and hopefully I was helpful. Um, and Severance, it's fun. It's just really fun. Um, and so much love to all of you. And we didn't do any work today. I just showed you some stuff. It just doesn't sound right, but I will. Um, and yeah, I'll see you around. I might be back after an episode of Severance, which is like in an hour. But much love to you all. Warm hugs. Have a good nights and days, and have fun. And yeah, see ya.